Oh, I just missed the hell yeah, Batman. But now I've said it. Who knows? It's not. It's not. They'll never know. It might just start with Batman. Batman. Live. Live. I don't have an Xbox. Yeah, sorry. Well, whilst it was still on. Yeah, I've muted the desktop audio, so it's just me talking to myself. There we go.
Right, I can't see the chat yet, so let me see what we've got.
Now everyone can hear you.
Hello there.
I realised the levels weren't moving.
We're getting there, boys. We're getting there.
What about the slider? He's got the slider.
Whoopsie!
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Is it?
Oh, I see our first reaction.
Yes.
Hello, Marie.
Hello.
We're going.
We are going.
Good evening. Everyone get your drinks.
Yeah, get a drink
at
in
the
for the
ready.
evening. We've got a great guest this evening. So before we bring those guys in, I think I'll give you guys a few updates first. So we're obviously playing the Anvil in Bournemouth this Friday. Come along. The ticket link I will pop in the description.
I think it's
Good
already
evening,
in the
Marie.
description.
Hello,
Ian
Ian. Hello,
Beedman.
Ian Beedman.
Hello.
How are you, man? Good to see you in the chat, man. But yeah, so we'll be playing this Jubilee Friday and getting extremely wrecked with you all following the show, which is the
Yes.
highlight, obviously. So we'll probably bring a pack of cards and do some kind of Ring of Fire extravaganza. We've got a bunch more shows. Yeah, we've got a bunch more shows that we're going to announce pretty soon. Few around different parts of the country. We will be back in Bournemouth at some point this year. I won't give anything away just yet. But yeah, so I'm going to hop into the waiting lobby and grab Day of the Red Sun. So if you've got any questions, have them at the ready. I'll be right back.
Hello, Aaron. It's just you and me.
Callum, it's just us. We got Women's the Entertainment right now.
Marie's asking what's new then.
What's new? Well, we have a few awesome new songs we're waiting to debut. Gonna be jolly good fun. Debut, yeah.
Right, don't forget to turn your camera back on.
Yes.
Yeah. I love that little profile picture though.
Just the best.
That is good.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I'll probably hide that one.
Here we go.
Here we
There
go.
it is.
Hey.
The sideways.
Give us that rotate if you can.
Everyone's sideways.
Oh, no. They're coming from the equator.
Yeah.
Yo.
If you can all stand at a 90 angle for the next hour and a half, that'd be perfect.
If you all lie on the floor behind this camera.
I'm not sure how else.
That's not right.
I'm confused. Which way round are they now?
Find the
There we go. Hey. Please welcome Day of the Red Sun.
There we go.
Welcome, gentlemen.
All right, guys. So yeah, a few of us came to see you play. Was it this week or last week? I don't even know anymore. But
Last week.
it was last week. Brilliant. Yeah, you guys were awesome. So we're really looking forward to having you on the show this week. Can't wait to see what you do at Anvil. So yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll start with a few questions that we had either sent in or some that we've had ourselves.
We should let them.
So first one.
No,
yeah,
we should let them introduce themselves
Yeah,
first. I
that's
think.
the first question.
All right.
Yeah, you didn't get my angle, bro.
No, you're too confusing. You need to play it
Now,
straight.
question one is, who are you and what you do in the band?
We're Day of the Red Sun. Darren, Josh, Aaron, and Taylor.
We are Day of the
Cool.
Red Sun. Just to clarify. We're really bad at that part.
What do you guys all do within the band?
Oh, yeah, that's probably quite helpful. I'm the drummer. I'm Taylor, and I'm the drummer.
I'm Aaron. I do
bass guitar, a big guitar, and I also backing vocals sometimes.
Awesome.
Josh,
Brilliant stuff.
lead, rhythm, guitar, and stuff.
Nice one.
I'm Darren, the vocalist, and write a lot of the lyrics.
Nice one. Awesome. Yeah. So pleasure to meet you guys. So we've had a few questions sent in this evening. So a few guys who are not sure who you are, they're thinking if they're going to come see you guys. I guess the first thing is, how would you describe your music? So a few influences maybe. So if you can go around each one of you and just give us an influence for your music.
Should I start?
This side.
Yeah. I mean, this is how it's worked so far. I take a lot of inspiration from a really random assortment of rock bands. Foo Fighters definitely I just really like, obviously, quite a sore subject at the moment, unfortunately, with Taylor passing away, but he was a big inspiration. Alter Bridge. Christ, now I'm on the spot. I can't remember the bands that I listen to. But I listen to like a lot of prog rock as well, so like Strawberry Girls. I think so. Yeah.
Nice. I think you'll get on with our Aaron. Then he's a progger.
Love me prog.
But a lot of electronic influences as well for me. So yeah.
Awesome.
I guess I'll go next. Yeah.
This isn't it?
I listen to a lot of different things. I listen to an assortment of alternative rock, metal, funk, jazz, experimental hip hop, prog, a bit of everything. I've got to take influences from everywhere, so I can make a good bass.
Awesome.
That's you. I listen to a lot of stuff. Rock, metal, prog, alt, sort of rock. Pretty much any sort of band music. And even like, I don't even mind. I listen to some boy band stuff like that. They're quite cool. Some of them, I don't care.
I like to take that.
Name your favourite boy band. Let's go.
Some of the songs are pretty good. There's good songwriters. I don't mind, but definitely anything that's got like strong guitars in it. Riffs.
Okay. What's your favourite boy band then?
BTS.
Old man moment. They are a Korean band.
No.
Wait, they have a Korean band.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Backstreet. Everyone's a fan of the Backstreet Boys, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, deep down they all love it really.
I was always in the sort of pop punk, sort of more up the Busted alley. That was my jam.
Did you ever make it to the year 3000?
I think we're a little way off yet.
I hear that not much has changed. They all live underwater.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah. I grew up kind of on Linkin Park, Eminem. I don't like too heavy metal, but yeah, I like playing with words and lyrics and stuff. So I like what those two influences had on me, and kind of I do singing as well. So I kind of mix a few of that together with a band like.
So I think when we saw you live, I could pick out some Linkin Park, and I thought a bit of Arctic Monkeys. Is there any of that in your?
Yeah, I really like the Arctic Monkeys and their style of like how they make it so English. Like it's...
Yeah, good intonations. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's great stuff. Awesome. So our next question that we had in was your name. Where did it come from?
I can answer this. So a few years ago, some of you might remember there was this Saharan sandstorm thing going on, and it kicked up all this dust into the air. And because of that, the sky went red, the sun went red. And I just messaged the group like, "Hey, maybe we should name ourselves after this."
Was it you?
It wasn't
I'm
you.
sure it was me. I'm going to go back in the GC. That's me.
Yeah, you just didn't You've caused the Discord with
fairly certain.
Switch that camera off now. It's going to be a
I'm going to go back.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm fairly certain
it
it
was
was me and you.
It started off with the Day of the Red Sun, and I'm pretty sure you said, how about Day of the Red Sun?
Yeah. The Day of the Red Sun sounded a bit.
Advanced developments there. Yeah.
I think that's the earliest example of the word son.
I like that.
That's
That's a really
great
cool origin story. That is.
Red Sun.
Basically, it was a very red sunny day.
I like, yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
It's the
we'll
other
take it.
name that we're going to call it. Magic, wasn't it?
What?
Was it what?
No.
No, I don't remember that at all.
The Plumbuses. Plumbus.
You know what? I will look that up at some point, but I will screenshot it. And
We'll find out.
I will get to the bottom.
We'll find out where we got our name. Yeah.
He's going to be bitterly disappointed.
He's going to be
Yeah.
reminded to corroborate the same story from however many years ago.
I don't know who I'm both with the same false memory.
See, you're telling me you're gonna have to search through your Facebook messages like Amber Heard style and find out.
Oh yeah.
Just hopefully he hasn't shat on your bed.
Yeah. Not today. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, I think the name's great. I think it's really awesome. It's got strong imagery as well, so you got a lot of room to play there. In terms of recorded music, what have you guys got going? Have you got any recordings out there yet?
Literally one song, yeah, which is our first song in our set called Pull the Trigger. That was literally the only thing we've got so
Literally,
far.
it was called Song 1 before, so...
We have similar naming conventions there. Yeah.
It was yeah. So when we formed, it's a song we came up with, or he came up with, and I added to before we even had this one, and then we got this one after, and yeah, like it was there from the very beginning. It's the first song that he jammed with me, and it just grew into.
So it had to be the first one we recorded.
Yeah.
So,
I reckon it's evolved even past the recording at this point.
Yeah.
I want to do a better. Not that the original's bad, but we can do even.
We want to do more recordings of all of our bands. All of our bands.
All of our songs.
All of our, we have many bands. All of our songs. Because every single gig that we've done, we've kept the money aside, ready to record.
so you've got £12.
That's the way to do it, though. Yeah, that is the way.
A lot of people have like come up to me afterwards and be like, "Oh, where can I listen to all of this, or where can I buy it?" And I've just been like,
Well,
To the next show.
Yeah, then next show, Friday evening, in fact, at the Anvil. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great stuff. So you've got plans then to record what, an EP, or are you thinking single after single? You got any ideas on that?
I think we should probably do like half a set. We still need to discuss that, don't we?
Yeah,
About
which-
how many songs we want to do.
Yeah.
If we want to start
We've
off
kind
with
of-
an
I
EP.
think we should just do that.
I think we should do the whole lot.
We should do the whole lot.
But we can release it one by one. But we can have a full
Yeah.
release. So it's undecided, but we would like to do them all.
Well, I must say we were recommended sort of doing so recording it all at once if you can, but then releasing it as a bunch of singles and then as a collection toward the end. So yeah, that's a really good way to do it, especially if you can get yourself some music videos. People love music videos, man. They need to see you as well as hear you, definitely, I'd say. But yeah, so really looking forward to hearing that. And hopefully we'll are you thinking this year possibly?
I would like to.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
We'll see.
We've waited long enough over the last 2 years. We've obviously not been able to go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah. Damn.
Lots of
How
every
was
band just felt your pain.
Is it
there,
worse?
yeah? How was COVID for you guys? I guess it was probably a struggle as well, no?
We played our first show right before it, and then it happened, and we were like, "Well, that put a stop to our plans."
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that first part where it felt kind of like we didn't know when it would end.
Our second show.
It was.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Remember that sort of stage at the start where you just didn't know if and when it was going to end. So I can imagine after your first show that must have been awful.
Waiting to get out there again. But this kind of seems like the time now.
It was tense.
Everyone's kind of getting out and music's starting to rise up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I mean, we all talk about this quite a bit, but there's definitely a hunger for sort of new music as well. These sort of younger bands that are coming out, and I think it's always going to be the best shows. Obviously, the budget's not there yet, but you're out to prove yourself at this stage, you know, and you put all the work in, don't you? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think, the more sort of unsigned shows, the better at the moment. What was that, sorry?
I just said for sure.
Oh, right, yeah. We are in agreement.
What was that? What did you say?
What are you doing? Oh, you like to share with us?
Yeah. Marie says you've got a funky name, so that's good.
Funky
Great.
name.
I thought you said funky Nick.
Just one. We've also got a message in from Ollie from Sad Cult, who says he's stoked to play with you guys. So, yeah, these guys are coming down from Weymouth, and we've not seen them live yet. And I'm pretty excited to see what they do because they've got quite a unique sound. It's more in the grunge sort of side of things. So it'd be nice mix of music throughout the evening, I think.
It'd be a good evening.
And as we've stressed before, we're all going to be drinking throughout the night as well. So you guys joining us after the show for a few cheeky beverages.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Nice.
Not had a proper drink in a while, but I think I can deal with it.
You're in good company. We'll look after you.
Yeah.
I think we'll definitely be making a bit of a scene.
To his jacket.
it's fine. We drive, take the kit off, come back here, barrel scooters.
Barrel scooters.
Oh, we got some stories.
Oh.
Even when you're on it.
It's so sad. They shut down the barrel scooters around 10 p.m. So it has to be the bikes throughout the night. But as the sun is coming up by the time we're going home, it's not too bad, I think.
Use the bikes though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I've barrel biked home once at like 2 a.m.
We have some experience with such events.
It's cheaper than getting a taxi.
You kick out and you look at the taxi rack and then you look at the array of barrel bikes. That's the one.
They should use that as an advertising campaign. Cheaper than a taxi.
Unless we found you leave it in some random place now. That £5 charge is that's a bite. That is. It used to be a quid. You could park it anywhere.
Do they put it up to £10 if you left it now?
I think is it up to 10?
Oh my word!
Because I left one for £5 as well, but people were like, "Oh, it's only a £5," so I just lived on it anyway. So I think
only a £5?
Yeah, that's 2 drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave your trusty steed on the side of the road, would you?
Yes.
Barrel.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to put barrel down.
Your horse with free.
We've had some pretty rough nights out on barrel bikes. Aaron especially seems to have some kind of magnetism toward bushes. So hopefully, band ride all the bands on barrel bikes by 5 a.m. What do you reckon?
Enjoy that. The great Friday bike ride.
Nice and fresh.
He's talking the whole week later there. Like...
One of those old school ones with the multiple seats on.
Oh yes.
Oh, the tag-alongs. You could get I think they were called crocodiles. You could get they were
Crocodile bar.
Man, they're so good. Yes, we're getting a band tag-along, boys. How much cheaper would it be on a night out?
Oh yeah, well.
How much more dangerous would my out be?
How much more fun?
Saying that.
It's sort of the same thing.
Yeah. Well, we went out. We were out skating in Ferndown. We went to one of the skate parks there, and we kind of didn't want to pay for a taxi. We'd had a few drinks, so we thought. I can't remember which one of it as it was. I think it was you, Callum. You sort of said, "Oh, it's all right. We can just walk and get these barrel bikes."
It's just this one road.
Yeah, that one road took us from Ferndown all the way into the private industrial estate behind the airport at Herne. So we walked for an hour and a half, had to sneak past security, and then there were 9 barrel bikes, so we were all right.
Yeah, there was.
It was only a half-hour ride from there, though. So it was kind of entirely pointless.
The issue was it was one of those missions where you set out and you're as the time goes on, you're more and more committed to the mission. So you're like, it's an hour already. Should we just get a taxi? No, we're getting these bloody barrels.
Yeah. It's commitment at that point, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to go around each of you guys individually on this one. So the question is, have you got a moment from any of the shows that you've played that really stand out to you? so far in this band?
That's a really good question.
I think it's probably.
I think actually.
I think maybe I'll
Wait, a moment from when we've been playing the shows, or any other moment?
When you've been playing.
When we just
Obviously
played.
us.
No. The reason being is because we went and played. We went and played out in where was it again? The name of that small town.
Oh, Blandford.
Yeah, we went and played out in Blandford once, and like whilst we were waiting to play, we saw this guy fall asleep watching one of the other artists.
Oh no!
that kind of stuff.
We definitely woke him up.
Savage.
But in terms of memorable moments, I think one of the times we played Anvil, I just remember like closing my eyes and being in the moment for a second during one of our songs, opening them and realised that a bunch more people had shown up. And
nice.
Before one of the later, like we were supporting at that time, and like loads of people had just shown up out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, okay, here they are.
Yeah.
Did you have your eyes closed?
I just have my eyes a lot when we play. I get lost in the sauce.
Swim deep in that sauce, brother.
Yeah, like
Damn right.
I'm like anyone who's played bass can understand how easy it is to get lost in the sauce.
No idea what you're talking about.
I guess there's not enough sauce to get lost in.
No, he's a pretty saucy boy.
He's a saucy one.
He's a saucy boy.
Oh, here we go.
Half naked sweaty nipple man.
So we played in River Studios in Totton, literally the week before the Unity Festival that we did at my college.
Nice.
And that was a great sort of spectacle to behold. So there was this dude. He's obviously like he's loving it. He's loving the cover bands. He's dancing and stuff, shouting yeah. And I think it was during Chimp House, isn't it? He just appeared with no shirt on. No shirt on at all.
It was a kind of old man.
Rubbing up against it with people in the crowd.
Yeah, he was really getting up in people's faces.
And he kept going up to people and be like, it's just like it was a horrible thing.
And this is like in a small, almost private-ish gig in a studio attic, almost. And it was just kind of surreal because you could see that everyone was just trying to like avoid this guy. But he was having a blast anyway.
It's like an
You know what? We have a theory on this. Because we've noticed that every show there's one, and they are the gigs Barry. And we discussed this last week.
Yeah, we call them Barry.
We call them the Barry.
There's always a Barry.
I think every show we've played, especially the more country, like further out, sort of like more to the west as well, and sort of more like out of the way places we've played, there's always a gig Barry. And it's we know exactly the guy you're on about. In spirit.
In spirit, yeah.
Yeah.
The music just must bring out the animalistic side of these people. Like to lose your shirt and like.
I don't know, there might be someone else involved.
I think my most memorable moment was the last gig we did. And I think because quite a few people have come from gigs that we've been to before, and I know they were there for Chimp House, but I think a few of them had actually come to see us as well. It was towards the end of the gig, and the photographers as well. I'd seen her like waiting on the side, and I don't look at anyone in front. I just focus on the back and kind of have this weird stare and stuff. I knew that she was down there, and I like had to force myself like to look down at her, and I could see like all of those other fans that had come like to our last gigs, and they just seemed to be like proper into it, and they kind of knew the beats.
Some of them were singing along as well.
Yeah, exactly. I know, like
They may not learn the words. They know the
That's awesome.
We've put a lot of energy into our stuff, and seeing people share that energy back with us is so rewarding.
I think it's fair to say there's no other sensation like when a crowd starts getting really involved in some kind of music that you've created, isn't it? It's it's kind of a signal you're sending out, and they're like receiving it and sending it right back at you, and it's surreal, but it's magical. And anyone out there who's even just thinking of trying to play a gig, you should absolutely just do it. It's I can't compare it to anything.
It's an addictive feeling.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys. After a gig, like the next few weeks just feel meaningless a little bit. It's a bit depressing. I'm just like, it's like I go to bed and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll sleep now, and I'll do that every day. But
Could be rock and rolling,
But then you start building up to the next show, and you're like, right, life has meaning again. Yeah. I think it is a thing.
You set yourself up to download after the gig.
Yeah.
Days after.
Oh, it's good. It's amazing. And yeah, let's do that on Friday. Let's just do that on Friday. Everyone there, I'm going to keep pushing Friday. Let's make it. We have no idea how many people are going. But
there's at least one.
There, let's just make it pretty mental.
My mum.
It's going to be
my mum's confirmed for going.
We've got a long weekend. There's no reason.
There's no excuse not to come out and get absolutely fucked up with us at all. Like, just got to do it, man. So I think another question that came in was actually, did we miss one of you guys? I feel like we did.
Yeah,
yes.
sure.
Mine was the sweaty nipple going.
Oh, yeah. Of course it was.
I'd forgotten. I think it was me.
Yeah, it would have been
it's been a shared experience, but I think at the end of the festival I did at college the other day, the very last hit, I lost like a chunk of my drumstick. I broke 2 sticks during that performance. One literally in our first song, and then the second one literally was in the final part of Angry Dwarf. I still don't know what it's called.
Watch You Fall.
Watch You Fall. Yeah. That's the code name for that song, is Angry Dwarf.
Nice.
Edit that part out. It's live.
You're live.
Yeah, it did that as well. But yeah, it's that was a good time. Good timing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So then let's move on to basically any shows that you've been to. So ones where you're not playing that have inspired you to want to make music more, or inspired you to perform in a certain way.
I would say definitely. I have a lot of friends who do music in different parts of the UK, and I've been to Scotland, I've been to London, and I've been to Wales, and all kinds of places just to see my friends play. And every time I've enjoyed it so much, and I was like, you know what? I think I would enjoy even more actually being up there instead of being down here. And whenever I've gone to see my friends play, I've always felt really, really good for them. But I was like, I would like a slice of that.
And get on the same bill one day.
Yeah.
For me, I kind of grew up on an estate, and there was a bunch of guys around about the same age as me, just a bit younger, when they started out. It was kind of indie rock, a bit rap, but literally everyone from the school, everyone from our estate, we'd all follow them. I become their photographer at one point. Was going around doing all the photographs. They won the DMAs, the Dorset Music Awards, and that I was just being there and seeing all that was like, I want to do this, and I want to be in a band, and I want to do the DMAs and even more and stuff like that. It's a buzz, and to see how happy they were and how far they got watching them from when we were young kids. They were kind of like the black sheep, the ones that not really known and stuff. So to see them do that and then get well known and popular and everyone to follow them around was amazing. So, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've been to I've actually completed my bucket list of bands I wanted to see, but so I've got many examples of inspirations. I think the last gig I actually went to was probably. How did you know?
I'd watch that show. No shame.
Actually, yeah. Oh,
Imagine the production value on a Britney Spears show. Come on. If there's not fireworks every song,
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, right. No, the last band I went to go and see think it was Alter Bridge in the O2 with my dad. I took my dad. It was a very late birthday present, I think. But it was like, that was 2019, so it was obviously a few months before all of the big C hit.
Before the final attack.
That was...
Sorry.
I don't even know what to say anymore. And my dad is a massive inspiration in terms of music, because like he used to put all of the songs on my MP3 player. He used to
Download them all off Napster.
Actually, I do remember buying music off of. Is it me? Something.
MySpace.
No. Is it We7? We7?
I don't know that.
And then
I think he's making it up.
No, it's a thing. I swear. Just have all of the MP3s. I remember System of a Down on my MP3 player when I was like 8, and I was in Lanzarote and I was like singing along.
This is the best thing I've ever heard.
Like, Paul side.
And it was, that was the last gig I've been to. But seeing that as well, Alter Bridge are fucking amazing. You can love it. But like seeing them live is just, it was like, whoa, okay. And we hadn't actually gigged yet, have we, in 2019?
No.
So that was sick.
Gives you a bit of drive, doesn't it? A bit of hype. When you see a band that's just so good on stage, you're like, I want to be that.
I'm away from it. I want to play my instrument forever now. But you just play 3 weeks straight. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like we went and saw Muse in 2019 as well.
Yeah, we did.
And at London Olympic Stadium. And
You
like
got tickets? That's crazy.
Yes.
That's the hardest part. Like.
And that was a huge moment as well.
Oh, what was the song? It was
during Mercy. Yeah. They launched a bunch of confetti over everyone, and he snapped a photo of me looking like a child.
I don't know why that isn't your guys' profile picture. You know that.
It's not an album cover.
Yeah, right.
That was a very inspirational event, wasn't it? I love that whole gig.
That's great. Muse are insane live as well. I see they're teasing a new single in the next few weeks. So
they just released one today, I think.
Was it today? Oh
yeah, they sent me an email.
Wrote to me personally. Dear confetti kid.
They specifically said that if you pre-order their album before a certain point, you can get pre-sale on the new gigs in October or something. So
that is a big trend now. That I did that for Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
That's what we did with those.
That's how we got the tickets.
Yeah, that's how we did.
Last time. That's
the pre-sale. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. And I think we've done 3 of you, haven't we?
I think probably the last band I saw was probably Alter Bridge, to be honest, as well. Probably, yeah. But they're not working too much, so you know how it goes. But I'm going to download for a week next week. So.
You're going?
I went
Nice.
to that one.
We were going to do it, but it wasn't affordable this year, unfortunately. But every other year, man.
Who are you looking forward to seeing
definitely.
them?
It's pretty pricey, isn't it? It's we're going we've got the glamping hut, so.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow, that's proper.
That'd be nice.
What is it, like one of those forest kind of things they do?
Isn't it like a teepee?
Yeah, one of the private.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Who are you?
Okay.
Same.
Yes. Snap.
Nice. Yeah. Who is it you're looking forward to most at Download them?
There's loads playing at Download.
I haven't even seen the lineup actually.
They've got like quite an old lineup. They've got like kind of like Kiss and.
Kiss is what, 4th or 5th final tour, I think.
Iron Maiden were on the list as well.
Yeah.
Saturday night.
If Korn are playing as well. That's sort of
They're a good live
Dad
performance,
rock.
man.
Yeah, dad rock.
yeah. There's a lot
Hell
of
yeah.
older sort of metal bands and stuff like this.
Nice.
So I can't actually remember what the lineup is anymore.
I don't know
Volbeat.
if it's your kind of music or not. I think a Shinedown there this year.
Yeah, they
I
are.
saw Shutdown.
They're fantastic
Yeah,
live.
they are
I'm looking
brilliant.
at my phone, but it's like, what are you looking
I
at?
think they're going to be one of the sort of 5-10 years time. We'll be looking back, going, "Wow, they got massive." I think they're
Headline
doing
in
really
10
well.
years. Yeah.
That's what she
I
said.
think they're just so commercially viable, but they've got such a
Mm.
good sound. So like,
Mm.
I think they'll do really well.
I remember
I didn't really like them much before they were supporting Alter Bridge.
Mm.
I went to go and see them in 2019. It was
Megadeth are playing as well.
Mm.
And Steel
Oh.
Panther.
Megadeth, Steel Panther, Airborne,
like,
The Darkness.
Darkness.
Yeah,
Dad
Biffy are
rock.
headlining. Yeah.
It's all dad rock.
Yeah. I mean, I
love
would say Biffy Clyro are probably the least dad rock thing in the
What else can I do?
in
They're
the
more
like.
mum rock.
That is Dad Rock
I like
Festival.
Biffy though.
I listen to a lot of Biffy.
That's why Josh Gray.
They're very good live as
Gotta
well.
go to listen to some good music
Yeah.
and not have some like arsehole throw a couple of piss at you.
Yeah, that's it.
It's all part of the experience, you know. Brilliant stuff.
Very jealous of that. I would love to have seen Maiden. That was the one I was.
We've been to a Blink-182 concert.
Mm.
Yeah, cups of piss everywhere. Everyone's
Oh
pissing.
god. And aliens.
Long running.
I was listening to a podcast today with, I think it was a Joe Rogan podcast with the Black Keys, and they were talking about, because they both know Tom DeLonge, and apparently like he said to both of them just independently, he said like, if you look up, the aliens are cloaked and they're listening to everything you do. It's like, okay.
Prove him wrong. Prove him
Yeah, I
wrong.
was gonna say, here's the problem. The US government did hire him as an aliens expert, and no one's really sure why. So, last.
Maybe they're just perpetuating it, aren't they? Let him have his fun. We'll hire him. It'd be so funny if we hire him as an aliens expert.
Maybe as a result,
And then we tell him nothing. We tell him nothing.
You work in like the Pentagon, and you're just like, what if we got Tom DeLonge? Huh? That'll throw a spanner in the works. Brilliant. Oh, that's so good. So, I got another question for you guys. This one's another personal one. So, each of you individually, how did you all get into music? And I'd say probably more playing the music. What brought you to your instrument or your voice?
so
I think I got a guitar when I was like 16 and just played from then. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
No,
Pretty simple.
a lot of people a lot earlier than that.
So I'd say 16 is quite late to the table on that one, isn't it?
I also started when I was 16. But only the reason I got into playing musical instruments was because I thought Guitar Hero was getting awfully limiting.
He's right, you know.
Reason to.
No, that was. I'm genuinely being serious. I played the shit out of Guitar Hero 3, and
Oh, yeah, man.
and I just reached this point where I was like, instead of putting hundreds of hours into this, I could put hundreds of hours into learning an actual instrument. So I
Into
bought an
Rocksmith.
actual instrument, and I put probably a dozen or so hours into it for a few years until I really found the swing of things, put down electric guitar, and picked up the bass instead.
Then you saw those e-gamers earning millions on Guitar Hero. You chose the wrong side.
Do you guys remember there was like a brief stint where like Guitar Hero live shows were a thing, and they bombed so hard. They had like a Guitar Hero band opening for some really big acts, and like they just got bombed off stage within the first few songs. Could you imagine you go to see like Aerosmith or something, and like the opening act is just playing Guitar Hero on stage?
But they're playing all the Aerosmith songs. Like, they rock up, they're playing Aerosmith Guitar Hero.
The only
Imagine
band
if they get it wrong. Like, that has to be 100% playthroughs, or you're not going, are you?
we have to do that same song again. Try again. The only band that would work with is Dragon Force.
Pardon?
I wouldn't even pay to watch myself play Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that'd be a confusing one. No? how am I doing this? So what you're saying is basically if you'd have played Guitar Hero World Tour instead of Guitar Hero 3, it could have been absolutely any instrument.
I definitely bought World Tour still,
Yeah.
and I also bought 5, and I also bought Warriors of Rock,
Nice.
but I wasn't as much into it at that point. I was definitely more into the actual music. And I think even though I picked up a guitar when I was 16, I tried playing in a band when I was 17, and we were terrible. Like, we were genuinely terrible, and we did covers because that's what most 17-year-olds who don't know how to play instruments do.
Yeah.
Smoke
and back when I had hair, and it was it was
So everyone just went quiet then.
it was a fun time. Don't get me wrong. It was just not very good.
Well, to be fair, I think it was it Dave Grohl? He said like you got to do what Nirvana did. You got to get in a garage and absolutely fucking suck for years, and then you might just become world famous. It might just happen. But he definitely said you got to suck before you're any good, and you got to do that so much. Just keep doing it till you get good. There's something to be said for that, definitely.
That's kind of like my story. When I was 16, 17, I couldn't really sing at all. I loved it, and I loved how like certain songs could make you feel, and I kind of wanted to be able to make people feel those things by something that I wrote. So I started writing sort of poetry, and then went on to a bit of rapping, and then kind of joined the band years later, and then that again came out. Writing. I've done a kind of self-taught, but I've done a couple of like creative writing courses as well to help me when I was kind of in like 18, 19. But yeah, that having that feeling from a song like inspired me to want to write my own stuff to inspire other people, my experiences.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd say I'd relate to that quite heavily. I was in a few bands when I was like at school, and we wrote some kind of cool songs, but I just definitely couldn't sing very well yet. And but we'd do it anyway. We'd go and play shows at like venues that no longer exist. Before Anvil was Anvil, it was iBar. We played there. There was a place called On the Rocks. That was pretty cool. Champions was the one though. We could make like 300-400 quid a night there, just like easily. It was crazy. But like we kind of sucked. Like, but it was about it was a good grift that. But no, it was very much about just like trying to convey something that's hard to explain in words. I think like you want to share that sensation with people because it just feels really good. And I think definitely relate to that a lot. What about you, Josh?
That's a question.
Actually, we did you, Josh. We did you. Do it twice in a row now.
Yeah, say it again.
Just picked up the guitar and started playing.
I really liked your answer. Say it again.
I used to get so angry at school.
Nice. Is that all?
Yes.
Problem child. Anger, not even once.
I was I had like proper difficulty coping with my feelings in school. So I had a pastoral worker, and he was he loved rock, and he was in a band, and I always remember he was in a band called the Flying Hedgehogs.
No.
He always, and I keep forgetting every time I mention that to look him up. The Flying Hedgehogs.
They're still going.
Eggman over here. But yeah, so you'd have a drum kit and like all musical instruments in pastoral room, and there'd be rock band every Wednesday. Actually, funny enough, and
meant to be.
I just started. I was like, oh, try playing the drums and like de-stress essentially. It didn't work.
I'm still just so stressed.
I was very bad. I could only play the top half of the kit, and then I started off by playing the top half of the kit, and then I went to a place called Rock School, which was up in Seaview, in the old Salvation Army church.
With Jack Black, the teacher.
Is that up in Pakistan?
But it was a lovely, I can't remember their names, Ali and her husband, I believe. But they ran it. And we did a rock version of Hey There Delilah.
Nice.
It wasn't that good. It was terrible.
No.
And I was playing the drums, and it was shit. It was so shit. But one day after that, I just started including the kick into drumming, and I'm just completely self-taught since. Back in 2017. 2017? Yeah, 2017.
Back? What you saying? Like it's a long time.
It's 5 years ago. It's 5
To bring it to you, that is quite a while now. That's half a decade. I don't know where it's gone.
And then I met Aaron in when I was working together. I was sat next to him, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him, because I was fucking annoying as well. So don't work with me. No, I'm alright. No, but it's
I mean, that's how we met Darren as well.
Darren is my old manager from McDonald's.
Nice. And we've got a proper McDonald's crew here tonight, boys.
Yeah.
Is it just me and you, Josh, that haven't worked at McDonald's?
Yeah, no, I haven't.
I didn't work in McDonald's with him. I should add that I worked.
No, I didn't work in McDonald's. He worked for me.
To be honest, I got away with so much shit there because of you.
So these two guys both worked in McDonald's at different times, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and at different ones. But I worked with Aaron's brother in McDonald's.
Yeah,
It was quite funny.
that was a link.
It's got a big happy family going on there, isn't there?
His family. Yeah.
I was gonna say I have to like refocus my brain every now and again because you'll say Aaron and
Yeah.
and I'll be like, which one?
Yeah. Just guess. Just hope.
Yeah.
Wants to see what happens, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. I'm glad you found a route into drums, and when you said you had a pastoral worker, that could have gone one or two ways. So I'm glad it went that way for you. So.
Like I haven't heard about. He left one day, and then
Went to Christmas.
They just get relocated.
Off to the farm.
He was Mr. T. Yeah. He just disappeared. He's gone. I don't know where he's gone.
For a crime he did not commit.
No.
I do want to say thank you to him, but I don't know how. I don't know what the opening hours are, the visiting hours are. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
A mystery to be solved.
Some say the hedgehog's still flying.
I just looked up, by the way, the flying hedgehogs, and all that came up was a type of grass. Or, well, foliage, at least. So no luck finding them just yet.
We have to dig deeper.
That hedgehog is being thrown across the room.
Is there Sonic? There better be a Sonic picture.
There's not a Sonic meme in sight. Oh, hold on. Sonic Forces Part 7, yep.
This time it's a hedgehog cannon.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Sonic Forces, please. Let's not.
Never played it.
Good.
Is it that bad?
Yes.
Yeah, it was. I completed it within 2 hours and then
Sonic.
took it back to Argos and got a refund.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But you can make your own Sonic character. You can make your own Sonic like OC, can't you?
And your own persona.
Yeah, your own Sonic Sona.
I hated it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh god. Ian says he still only plays Sonic 1 and Sonic 2.
Sonic 2 is good.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember that. Like after school clubs, we had Sonic on, and it was pretty good. It was like the old Sonic, the Sega, I think. But yeah.
Yes.
So, speaking of video games, outside interests from you guys individually.
So, video games.
So, video games.
I own more video games than I would care to admit. One of many. I like video games a lot, but I also like tabletop games a lot.
Good man.
I play a lot of D&D.
Yes.
Nice. We had a band D&D going for quite a while.
Nice.
I think we're looking to restart that soon.
Very cool. I'm actually a DM, so
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm the DM.
What's it with bassist?
I don't know.
Because we're strong.
Maybe we like that somewhere in our lives.
We're strong and smart and cute.
But yeah, like aside from like when I say like video games, I mean I've got about 14, maybe 15 different games consoles in my room.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
not that many.
No
you got the Pepsi one.
No, I actually have less than to my brain. I have 3 screens in my room.
Do you have the KFC one yet?
No, sadly.
Yeah. I never let go of
maybe
that. I was depressed.
I probably would have been able to afford it, but I just ate too much KFC instead.
Well, it cooks your chicken while you play the game, which I think is fantastic. I know there are other implements that can do that.
I just put it on top of the PS4 and it does the same thing.
Now, when you said there was a kernel in my computer...
Oh, shut up.
I think on the subject of bass players being DMs, by the way, Ian says their beards give them authority.
Yes.
It's funny you say that because on the stream last week with Tadgold guys, we did discuss bassist beards and how it does seem to be like a thing. When bassists, in my experience, speak to each other, they always start by complimenting each other's beards.
That is true. That is
What's going on there?
The secret club. It's the secret handshake.
No, I didn't always have this, but I wasn't always a bassist. So
I'd say I don't imagine most people are born with them.
Strangely, it took a couple of 5 years to grow. I was born directly with a
That'd
beard.
make a really good origin story, by the way. Throwing it out there.
Yeah,
I made it all by myself.
Yeah. So, out of your consoles, which would you say is your favorite?
my favorite.
Yeah, pick a favorite child. That's right.
Oh no, I can't really do this. I always find myself returning to 50-50, either the PlayStation 2
Yes.
or the Xbox 360.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Because both had just a fantastic library, and that lasted me a long time. And it also helps that the PS2 can play PS1 games and the Xbox 360 can play the original Xbox games. So,
how many times have you played through Spyro?
So when the Spyro Reignited trilogy came out, I actually beat the entire thing 100% across a weekend. And I was like, my job here is done. This is exactly what I wanted to buy this for.
Next week.
Definitely.
I actually
You haven't touched it since, have you?
Yeah. No, I've played through it once since. When I was about 22 or 23, I was staying with a friend for a short while, and I once remember him going to work, and I just thought to myself, do you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to get really drunk and play through Spyro 2. So I did.
Spyro 2 is the Omega Spyro as well.
It is
absolutely
the best of the three, hands down.
I can swim, like yeah.
Exactly.
Also, the characters were great, but
it was a great time to be had.
I think the
It's so brave,
Spyro,
isn't it?
the Spyro like running sound is just ingrained into my head.
yeah. It's just a little it's like a little
It's the hurter, isn't it?
it's like a little African drum kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna.
It's interesting that you mentioned the percussiveness of how he runs, because the new Spyro was written by the drummer from The Police, Stuart Copeland.
Nice.
That's a
That's a good tidbit. Take that one home, guys.
10 steps are what he takes.
I have a lot of valid but useless knowledge about video games.
20p in it going on.
Yeah, exactly. That's just 20p.
Oh, brilliant. Who haven't we asked about their hobbies yet?
Everyone else.
Nice.
What was that, 20 minutes?
End the stream, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have any hobbies?
No, none.
Breathing.
I'm an artist. I do quite a bit actually, but mainly art. Obviously, write a lot.
Mhm.
And yeah, making music as well. So I do obviously things other than the band that I've done before that, which is kind of the inspirational rap. So yeah, I kind of work on a bit of those.
Mhm.
But yeah, mainly artwork, creating things, designing things.
Nice, yeah.
I remember you did
That's
like
awesome.
dot art. For a
Yeah.
I
time.
really liked some of the
That
stuff
was
I
sick.
saw.
Oh,
Yeah.
what pop art kind of stuff is that?
No, like dots. So it's just I got paid $600. Pointillism, yeah. Well, I got paid $600 when I was in New Zealand to do someone's picture of their dog, but they died the year previous. But it literally took me like 100 hours just doing these dots. It's like no right. Yeah, come out really good. Yeah, she loved it.
I've seen a few of
awesome,
these. They look incredible.
Yeah.
I'll have to show us that on Friday. We'll have a look. That'd be awesome. Nice one. We'll go for Josh next.
So I guess like music, artist as well. A lot of filmmaking and stuff like that. So
Nice.
fortunate to work in where my main hobby is sort of filmmaking. So quite lucky in that sort of aspect. But,
is your job filmmaking, day job filmmaking as well then?
Yeah, visual effects.
Oh, awesome.
Film and TV. So yeah, it's quite fun.
Quite a cool company. Can you say who?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Yeah, I can say. You might not have heard of it though. You know the Lucasfilm?
It rings a bell. It rings a bell.
Star Trek trilogy. Oh yeah.
So, awesome.
That's fucking magic. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's quite good. Music.
Are you allowed to tell us if you've been working on the latest series that's been coming out?
Can't tell you what, but
yeah.
Usually, like, I'm about 2 years ahead of what's.
Yeah.
So I can't really say anything. It was like a fight.
I won't press any further.
It's right. On Friday night, once he's got a few beers in him.
Hey?
Friday night, once he's got a few beers in him, we'll hang him upside down.
There's Annabelle.
Please tell me it's more quaint.
Yeah.
Please. Is there the cameo we wish for? Anyway, that's awesome though. So I guess
It's cool.
with a bit of an understanding of like videography and VFX, I guess you'll be in charge of music videos for the bands.
When we can get everyone together in the same place, apart from a Wednesday afternoon.
Isn't that just real? Yeah, damn.
Getting everyone in the same place can be a bit tricky. So I guess everyone works.
Well, if you're that good, you can just edit us in. Can you? We do a separate recording.
I don't think I have that much patience.
Yeah. How do you actually know we're all in the same place at the same time right now?
Yeah.
He's doing it live. The live editing.
I don't know. I could be a what's it called? I forgot what it's
A bloke in a green morph suit.
Yeah.
My nose and just they can see more reflection in your dome.
I could be one of those, anime characters that streamers pretend to be.
A VTuber.
No one pretends to be Dr. Robotnik.
So actually, as a side note, we saw that you guys did an Elden Ring meme for the band.
What to blame?
We have one too. We'll share that in time. But have you yet done a Dr. Robotnik edit?
No, but
How?
you've given me an idea.
Yeah. Please.
I will try my best, and I will update you on the progress.
Hell yeah.
I kind of burnt myself out after playing like a couple hundred hours in like a week or two, and yeah.
I just had an excellent idea as well. You know that one thing in Sonic Adventure 2 where he's doing the TV announcement?
Yeah.
We should do that to announce our next gig.
Absolutely, 100%.
I was pissing on the moon thing.
I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life.
Yes. He's never going to hear the end of it.
Just think about it. Like, people are going to watch that video. There's no way they're not going to click on that thumbnail. There's no way.
We dress you up as Dr. Robotnik and get one of those invisible dog walking leads and put like a blue hedgehog looking thing and then you putting this little hedgehog on the street.
This is a
I'm
weird
almost
place we're living, aren't we?
I agree. You know, I'll do it.
Or we can dress him up as Dr. Robotnik and so I'm going to have a remote control car with Sonic on top. We can place bets on.
Why aren't you writing this down, guys?
Because it's on video.
It's on video, even better.
I'll go for it now.
It's on the internet.
I get blasted hedgehog.
And it'll be on my hard drive for me to keep.
There's no evidence. It's deleted.
I control the
On
narrative.
all of us, this guy. Like.
See, I was thinking of getting the costume for Halloween, like completely unironically.
Yeah.
Sure.
What if we went on a Halloween show? We're thinking of doing some kind of Halloween show.
Bust up my costume again.
Yeah, we're not sure where yet, but we're gonna we could all dress up for the gig, and we could have you guys on, and you could be Dr. Robotnik.
We could make you
Good.
Sonic.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yes. I don't know. I feel like Josh should be Sonic so you can chase each other around stage. I don't know. It's a tough choice. Though.
He could outrun me easily as well, so it works. It's fine.
He is on the drums.
Yeah.
It's Team Art marching band.
Oh my god. Ian makes a good point. We've gone full circle. We're back at Flying Hedgehog and we don't know how we got here.
Oh, yeah.
Very good point, Ian. So yeah. No, we haven't done all of you yet. There's one of you missing.
I think it's me.
It's always, yeah.
What was the question again?
Hobbies.
Hobbies outside of
Hobbies.
music. Mm-hmm.
Hobbies.
It's not a hobby, it's just a way of life, man. No?
Yeah, that's just normal. I make my own music as well as the band, but I mainly focus on like electronic music, dubstep, mixture of dubstep with rock, orchestral elements,
Bit of EDM stuff.
EDM stuff, yeah, retro sort of video game music, like all kind of matched. Oh, that's a weird sound. Matched into one. Yeah.
Two hands.
Yeah, I'm gonna sample it.
Oh, new sound.
What's this?
Ooh.
Surely soon we're going to be due a kind of revival in dubstep because it died out quite a lot, I think. But it's kind of like late 2000s, early 2010s, right? Dubstep got really big.
There's still a massive community to do with it, but it's just not mainstream.
I think it's going to hit the mainstream.
It's just because all he listens to is rap.
Yeah.
Rap and recorded sets of us.
The more you listen to your own stuff, the better, man. Like you critique over and over, you know. It's like, God, I'm breathing there. Why am I breathing between these two words?
Yeah. Yeah. So I do that. But I also play. I play a shit ton of video games. I'm also playing Elden Ring at the moment. I still haven't completed it because I just haven't had the time.
I got about 20 hours in, and I'm desperate to do more, but it is a time thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it takes a while. But done all of the Dark Souls. He plays it way more than I do. I'm not going to let him talk about it because he won't shut up about it.
Bassist.
Yeah, basic. I'm the exact same. I'll just talk about Dark Souls for hours and hours and hours.
I've actually got an Elden Ring tattoo.
Oh, nice. When are you getting it?
When or where?
Both.
So I'm getting it at I'm getting it at Cult 13 in Poole in July on my leg.
Nice.
And it's of one of the bosses.
Which one?
You should just get the fingers on your neck.
Well, I've already
finger.
I've already got the Moon Presence and Eileen the Crow from Bloodborne on this arm.
Yeah.
You can always change that to death.
And the little messengers down here. But I was getting Millennia, who's one of who's like the hardest.
Yeah.
In quote marks.
She sucked. She sucked.
Like, and there was that meme going around Facebook for a few bits like that. Let me solo her, guys.
Let her solo me.
Yeah, with the club on his head and the swords, and it's because that guy was just doing that boss over and over again for people.
Oh my god.
What Chad?
I don't think I'm far enough in to deal with that.
Absolute Chad. You'll never be far enough in, Simon. I hate to break it to you. I was stuck like for a week on that boss.
You started too late. You need to start from birth in this game.
Yeah.
I just focus on stuff until I'm done with it, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Back to the dubstep, right? So when we get like old and nostalgic, do you think we'll still listen to things like dubstep, or do you think it'll be too much for our brains?
Yes.
No, I think it's very much just going to be. I don't know.
I mean, it's been
It's
20
just gonna be
years.
crap.
It's been 20 years.
It's full on, isn't it? Like, are we gonna be like on our deathbed and we'll be like, oh, pass me the Skrillex?
Yeah, put on Bangarang.
Like, I've got more into drum and bass as I've got older. I
just-
reckon we're going to be.
They're just playing Bangarang at the old people's home.
That was so funny.
Banger and played at my funeral.
Because seriously, they're playing like a lot of obviously like old 1950s, 1940s music as well at like old people's homes. Is it? Do you think it'll be things like Bangarang when it's up to?
How do you know that like 100 years from now, people won't be playing video games like Fallout, which are based on the 2010s or something, and all the old music systems are playing dubstep running around the streets.
Call of Duty Ukraine will be a thing. I think it will be a thing. Like, there's no way they're not doing that.
You wait, we'll be going to weddings in like 10, 20 years and they'll be playing like N-dubs and stuff.
You're not already going to weddings like that?
Yeah.
You're just not going to my weddings.
The offspring will be regarded as classical, man.
Is that like the locomotion, and it will just be.
They played Nirvana at one of my pals' weddings.
I think we've got a pretty cool generation for music. Like, I've seen some pretty cool weddings where they've had like just mainly alternative music. Honestly, a lot of Linkin Park and Shinedown, that kind of thing, because it's accessible. Everyone knows it. I swear, you put Linkin Park on in a club, it doesn't matter who's there. They're gonna know the song. They're gonna know in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
more of that, please.
Like songs like "Faint" and "Numb" and "One Step Closer." Is it? Like, some of those are just absolute bangers, and people will just hear it from like the first note.
Yeah, I think regarding one of the questions earlier, my favorite live act that I've ever seen, that I found probably the most inspiring, I saw Linkin Park at Download, and that was insane.
I wanted to say that earlier. I've seen them 4 times, and they're like just the best, most energetic band I've ever seen, and that's what inspired me to be so energetic like in this.
Damn right. And you know what, you guys, you pull that energy out. We, like I say, we went to see you guys last week, and you guys were not letting up. You were going the whole time. What was it, like about a 45-minute set? I think you guys did.
Yeah.
How did you have any breath at the end?
Emergency reserves.
Yeah, sometimes I pass out. I nearly pass out when we're on practice, and I have to like just stop and be like, nah, because I don't take enough breath and just it's. Yeah.
that must be a delicate balance.
You need to learn to breathe through your skin like a frog.
Yeah, I need to take lots of sewers.
Just get some gills, my friend.
Just photosynthesize, duh.
Also, the like Tenacious D, like the inward singing. Like
Sorry. Amazing. Right, so I think we'll move on to some of the questions we have from a pack of cards that I bought from the internet once. That are fantastic.
On the internet, and I found this.
I did, yeah. It was a Kickstarter campaign, and this is great. This is a game called The Shame of Life. Now, if you just think like along the lines of Cards Against Humanity, but you sort of make up the rules a bit more. But we won't play it as a game. I think we'll just ask a few of the questions, and then if we get drunk enough, maybe we'll play the game on Friday. Who knows? But I want to bring up one of the ones we had last week, which I think was particularly good. And that was, what is your greatest fear? And what would you do about it? And I think basically, if I'm honest, Callum and Aaron's answers were crap, and they deserve another shot. So we'll go around the whole lot. I think if we start with Callum and Aaron, and then we'll move on to you guys. And we should probably decide an order now for a few of these questions, because I'm getting so lost. If we go from what's on our screen, left to right.
Well, if we do Aaron, then Aaron, then Aaron.
Aaron, Darren.
Alphabetical order.
Aaron, Darren, Callum. No, it's too much.
Yeah, that
I'm already
times
lost.
over.
Yeah. Vocals. Yeah, so if we go from left to right on your guys' part. So from Darren to Tyler. Taylor.
Oh, God.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it was.
I keep getting it was. Sorry. You'll learn, like, I'm good with lyrics, but I'm really crap with names. Really bad.
It probably helps that, like, I have the same name as one of his band members, and he has the same name with the D at the beginning.
Yeah, but I've also got to assign it to your particular face. And that's the bit that's like, could be anyone. It could be anyone. I know there's an Aaron.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere out there.
Dr. Robotnik.
That's much easier than just say
like
what you see.
Quarter of a
you know?
chance of making an Aaron out here.
All right, Callum, so we'll start with you. What is your actual greatest fear, and what would you do about it?
I don't have any beers, Simon.
I'm just too strong.
Pretty scary when you're out of beers.
I'm really scared of not having underwear on, so I wear 2 pairs of underwear. No, I'm sure.
Well, surely once you put one on, you would realise you got...
You never know. You can never trust no one.
Yeah.
Not even yourself. I don't know, I'm really scared of saying the wrong thing.
Okay.
There we go.
And what would you do about it?
I won't talk. Vow of silence. Ever again.
Nice. Starting.
I don't know,
Right.
probably just not say the first thing on my mind like I normally do.
Yeah, that's pretty rough.
I know.
like, we really tone it down for these sort of live streams. We do our best.
Yeah, we haven't said,
we
we haven't said the C word once. And not the bad C word.
yeah. Thanks for that.
You said it, and you could see me go like.
We'll save that. By the way, just regarding this question, actually, so Ollie, who was on last week from Sad Cult, he answered with jellyfish is his worst fear. And earlier on in the stream, I pointed out your shirt. Taylor,
Oh yeah,
This is you.
I couldn't believe it when I saw that.
Don't bring it to the
Straight
kid.
up. I tagged him
actually
in the
got-
message.
aux cables.
Do that. You'll give a heart attack.
Yeah, he's gonna have a heart attack.
Ollie, can you see this? Are you enjoying this?
You like?
Somewhere in Weymouth, the man is having a bad time.
Oh, yeah. I honestly couldn't believe that. That was perfect. Aaron, our Aaron. R1 Aaron.
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 It's like a,
yeah.
it's like a double.
This is a question before we do the game. Is
Mm.
how is your Aaron spelled? This is a question I forever get.
AARON, the correct
Oh,
way.
we're
I
proper.
haven't-
There's no way to differentiate.
yeah.
You're both two A's. Yeah.
This is,
You're
I was
basically the
in-
same person.
one of the years I was in school, there was 3 Aarons in my class, and all 3 of them had a different spelling of the Aaron. Like, can you imagine how much of a nightmare that was? It was dreadful.
Wait, how else can you sort Aaron? If it's
Right,
always
so you got
one A.
It's one A.
Double A, yeah, and then you got the ones that go single A, double R.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh,
triple
that's for the
A.
illiterate
Yeah.
kids.
Then there's like the Scottish way, which is RARRAN.
See,
Oh,
Ah.
Aran, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that's the
seen like
Scottish.
there's Aaron as well, isn't there?
A-R with an
A-R.
O, yeah. It's
No,
like, what?
I'm thinking of Airwin. That's Lord of the Rings. Never mind.
Isn't
Yeah,
close?
Aaron.
Isn't Aaron with an A, just a Pokemon?
If I
Yeah.
had the choice, though, I'd definitely be A-double-R, because then I'd be a pirate.
Aaron.
Nice.
Triple R. You want triple R?
How many R's do you want?
How many R's?
Yeah, triple A, triple R. Aaron.
R.
Brilliant. Anyway, yes, our Aaron.
Anyway.
R1 Aaron. What is your greatest fear, and what would you do about it?
I think for me, it would have to be being chased and attacked by like hundreds of birds, like geese or something.
Never go to Aberdeen.
Yeah, that good place gives me nightmares. I feel like there'd be a horror game somewhere online of that.
Have you seen Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds?
Oh, that is a
Probably
movie.
that one in.
Oh no. Low battery.
Low battery. Ooh, we got
Uh-oh.
Get on. All right. And the way I would solve that is to have them already cooked.
It works.
But yeah, flamethrower. Flamethrower.
Yes. Yes.
That one of Elon Musk's specials. $500. It's not a flamethrower.
It's not a flamethrower. Yeah, it's not a flamethrower.
Not one bit. No. Right, Darren. What's your greatest fear?
Oh shit. Maybe like I don't even have any fears. So.
There's so many strong men here tonight.
Yeah, no. Again, yeah, getting out on stage is kind of one of my fears. I still get nervous to this day. My hands go numb and I like shake. But yeah, obviously overcoming that's just doing something about it and getting out there and doing it. But I was going to say one of my fears is not having an impact in my life of doing things, or you know what I mean, doing something big with myself. Yeah, doing something about it would be to have an impact and do something, which I'm trying to do. Yeah. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's good. Josh.
Spiders. I hate the little bastards.
Spiders, yeah? What do you do about spiders? Tell us in detail your process of dealing with spiders.
Yeah,
Do I need a charger? Just where they fucking scuttle towards you sometimes, right? You want it to fuck off, and it comes towards you, and it gets faster and faster as it gets closer to you. You're like, no. But it's not like the worst. You can just stamp on them, and it's all over.
One of my tattoos is a big spider, right?
Yeah, but that's a tattoo. That's not real.
It's not moving much.
Yeah.
So I'll have to
It is now.
I'll have to find a picture because one day
The pictures don't bother me.
on the way
It's what happens when you like.
I woke up one morning and there was a spider right next to my bed because I fucking hate him as well. And Darren, I don't know if you remember this, but I was late to work. Actually, I don't know if I was working at the time, but I was late to work because the spider was right by the door, and the door was so low. If I opened the door, it would move it. but I didn't have anything else to move it and capture it. So I called it Gandalf because I couldn't pass. I tried to tell my manager about it, and they were like, Taylor, you're chatting shit. I was like, I'm really not. I was actually like 15 minutes late because of the fucking spider.
Absolutely paralysed. It sounds like you could do a Boring Aaron's flamethrower, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not like these little ones. It's like
Big ones.
growing up. It's like usual ones you see around, like normal places are fine. It's like when you're like growing up in like an old cottagey house, and the spiders are probably bigger than the rats. And like when you stamp on them, they sound like you're stamping on walnuts.
When there's a crunch.
And the whole big buckets.
I've actually kind of
Little
got a
ones
story
also.
about like
Don't do
that. Once, when I was working for the company I was working for, I worked for Taylor. I was living in this really crappy house. Like it was cold all the time, and like the place was made of this really weird material. Anyway, I woke up one morning, got ready, started leaving for work, left out into the corridor outside my flat, and I felt a tickling sensation on my neck.
Wasn't Jimmy the pedo?
No.
Does he drive an ice cream truck?
So, like when you get a tickling or itchy sensation, you just sort of do that, you know. And I did that, and I had a big beard. I still do, but like I did that, and I launched across the hallway a false widow. It just like launched off of my chin and landed on the wall and started zooming off, and I was like, that was on my face.
They are nasty as well. They leave a bite. I studied up in Guildford at the Academy of Contemporary Music, and while we were staying there, we had a pretty shitty student house. There were 6 of us living there. Don't know if you've watched The Young Ones, but it's that vibe. But we had a pet, actually. We weren't allowed one, but our pet was called Ed, and he lived in the sink, and he was an E. coli. It was just a growth in the sink. It was that bad. But yeah, so we found a false widow's nest just above our window. I think it was. I was bottom floor, so I was right by it. But yeah, lots of spider bites all the time. They're nasty as fuck. Who haven't we been to?
But what are you going to do about it, Josh? You did
Oh
say-
yeah.
Oh yeah. You should stamp on them. Yeah.
I'm not that bothered. And you know,
Trick,
like,
isn't it?
as soon as they start, like they're pretty much the only creature. Like they're a bit creepy, right? They just do all weird shit, and they come towards you instead of like fuck off like other animals when they get close. But like as long as you're wearing shoes, it's no problem. Absolutely.
That's too far.
On your face or something.
You just got to think of them as like a tiny dog.
Face.
Tiny dog. With a lot more legs.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Has anyone ever seen that video where like somebody puts their little tiny dog in like a spider suit and it's actually horrifying in mild light, you know?
Yes. Oh, Aaron,
Yes.
that's the
Yes.
one.
Oh,
What's
no,
your greatest fear?
Naturally,
And how would you deal with it?
naturally, you'd think, as someone who decided to move to Bournemouth, that I wouldn't have a fear of the
Needles.
of the ocean.
Sorry, go on.
So you really, yeah. I've gotten a lot better with it, but there was a point where I wouldn't even put my toes in the ocean, and like you'd think, I was like, oh yes, this man decided to move to a beach town, but like I used to live in Aberdeen, which was also a beach town, and most of what I've known for the last decade has literally just been like beach towns.
I'm scared you do about a lot. About the Loch Ness ones.
I'm a terrible swimmer. I'm probably one of the worst swimmers I know. If you find yourself like if we find ourselves in a Titanic door situation, I'm hogging that door.
Well, I was going to say let's not do it. Gigs then.
Oh no! The thing is I've taken boats across the ocean before. That doesn't bother me. It's literally just touching the ocean that I hate.
What is it about it, do you think?
It's a combination of things. So not only is
sediment.
I think it's unknown.
No,
between my toes.
no. Like, so not only is it the like not being able to swim properly thing, but it's when the ocean has that heft to it where it can just drag you.
Yeah,
And there are so many
undercurrents
things
suck.
about the ocean that we still don't know. And to top it all off, if your feet get wet and you step back onto the beach, your feet just end up getting covered in sand.
That
that's the
sucks, to be
worst.
fair, yeah.
Like, especially if it gets like around your ankles and you're like trying to rub it off with a towel, but it just won't. It just won't leave.
Calm down, Anakin.
I hate sand.
The Lucas
George is like, I'll say
rough.
nothing.
Of course.
And frankly, I haven't or probably won't take any steps in regards to that. If I end up getting over it someday, oh well, it'll hopefully happen. But like,
You know what? It's actually crazy that we've explored like 6% of the ocean, but like we know what the moon is pretty much the whole way around. You know what I mean? That's mad, isn't it?
we need some kind of ocean rover.
I go down proper like rabbit holes sometimes late at night where I'm watching just like marine biology stuff that just gets fed to me by the algorithms of YouTube. And it's just like some of the things that we've discovered recently suck. There's like squid that are twice the size of us. There's these sharks that are like massive. We don't know if they're dangerous or not, but they're just
Really
so big.
Yeah. There are some really cool things in the ocean as well. Like, I was watching there's this dude who does like comedy voiceovers that are also like documentaries for animals. He goes by Z Frank, and he used to do that.
Frank, yes.
Yeah,
I learned about ducks.
And like he did this one video on mantis shrimps, and I thought that was the coolest thing on the planet.
That is a crazy animal.
Yeah, and like the sea cucumbers
They do like dialed sonic booms on people. It's
mental
like,
creatures in there. Do you know what? On the theme of the ocean, I was listening to a podcast today, and they were talking about apparently during Hurricane Katrina, there was a bunch of animals that escaped during this hurricane, right? And they were marine trained dolphins. Okay, the Marines had trained them to suicide bomb submarines, and they had these little poison dart guns that they could shoot.
What?
I heard about that.
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm not being funny.
Go!
when are we getting?
I mean, I get it, right? The Russians have good submarines, but
They don't
what?
know.
So I looked this up, and now they're training, like they're basically training dolphins publicly to be like sniffer dogs for bombs. How many bombs are there in the sea? There must be a lot.
So I mean, you're not going to keep one in an airport for very long, are you?
I've heard it's a bit of a minefield out there.
Yeah, not to compound your fear of the ocean, but there's also bombs and poisonous dolphin guns.
Yeah,
So...
marine trained dolphins.
I'm still looking for them.
Several venomous creatures like man o' wars and like.
They might be preparing for the future. They're all going to be underwater.
Oh, man,
Get ready.
yeah.
Dolphins.
Reminds me of that one Simpsons episode where was it Treehouse of Horror? Is it no? I can't remember. The Treehouse of Horror episode where they all come out of the sea and they like attack Springfield.
Sure, I've seen one where it's got strapped a laser to it, like the sharks with laser beams off of them.
No, isn't that Austin
Like an
Powers?
That's Austin Powers. Yeah, I think it is Simpsons. Because I remember one of the Simpsons games had enemies which were like dolphins. You had to fight.
Was it a Scorpio episode?
Isn't it the Simpsons that keep predicting everything correctly?
Yeah. No, the dolphins.
Seriously, what does Matt Groening know that we don't?
Oh, I was about to say, he runs the world.
He's from the future.
Yeah.
I think he's actually a wizard.
It's
Future
real.
Rock.
Satellite.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
He's Tom
Yeah.
DeLonge's best friend, you know.
that's just a documentary from where he's from.
I feel like it does all come back to jellyfish, though, doesn't it? Jellyfish are taking over the ocean. That is the thing. They're literally wrecking all marine life. It sucks.
It's a good thing we've got SpongeBob to catch them.
Yeah. And turning them into jam, you know?
Crazy. All right. Taylor, what about yourself? Greatest fear. What would you do about it?
My greatest fear is death. Yeah, I put a real down for on that.
And I'm
one.
assuming you're going to become best friends with Jeff Bezos.
No.
Morbius. He's gonna morb.
It's morbid.
It's
seen Morbius? Just on that note, has anyone actually seen Morbius?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I've seen it. I've seen Multiverse of Madness, and I liked it when he came into the screen. He said, "I'm about to morb," and then just fucked off.
If it said on screen, Dr. Morbius will return in Top Gun Maverick.
I actually watched Morbius out of morbid curiosity.
Said it.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, do you
I'm
want
being
him?
serious.
You can have him.
Big serious black.
What did you make of it?
Just what I say was that Harry Potter joke, and that's
He's right.
Give me a man.
He really does give me the morbs.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Yes, back to your worst fear.
How are you going to beat death?
How am I going to beat death?
With a big stick.
Yeah, stick. I really don't
beat off.
know. It's a cheat code.
Konami code.
I'm gonna go into creative mode.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
no, I really have no idea. It's something that's kind of
I feel like you're not going to win that one.
I think
everyone's been
Sorry.
losing.
and he's the youngest one out of all of us.
Yeah.
He's death.
Pretty sure you could seduce him on this.
Well, surely,
You get used to it.
Say, to be fair, I imagine, I don't know about you guys, the older you get, the less afraid of death you are a little bit, I think.
Speak for yourself.
I'm afraid of like a long, slow, painful death. But
Yeah.
Yeah, if it just happened, yeah. Like...
death itself, I learned from a great movie called Hook from 1994.
Greatest adventure.
You know we're going to make love on Friday, don't you?
don't try and stop me, Shmee.
Do you, right, okay, this is a point. Do you remember the bit where Captain Hook tries to kill himself?
Don't try to stop
Stop me,
me.
Shmee. I've got my hand on the stringer, Shmee.
I've spoken to so many people about this, and so many people block it out of their memory. They don't seem to have any recollection of the scene where Captain Hook is literally trying to kill himself.
I quote that scene with my older brother like all the time.
That's all we do. Every day we do.
Don't try
Don't try
to
and stop me, Shmee.
Stop me, Shmee.
Yeah. It's become a bit much. It's perfect. Yeah. But yeah, so no idea what you'll do about death.
No, I mean I got a hamster, so maybe when she passes away, then I might take a week off work.
I thought you were going to say you were going to sacrifice the hamster.
I was waiting for some pretty weird shit there.
That was how.
Get out!
Stay back.
Did he have a cup of tea for you, Aaron? Oh, he made a cup of tea.
Family.
Perfect. All right. So I've got a few more if you guys are still up for a few. We'll do some quick fire answers, I think. Okay, we'll start with an easy one-ish. What's the most challenging song to perform a striptease to? Go for it, Callum.
Probably the what's the song from Titanic? My heart will go out.
I think that'd be quite easy.
Yeah.
Kind of a...
The
Would
challenge.
Every night in my dreams, I see you. Just think about these lyrics. That's easy work, man.
All right, Smash Mouth All Star.
Nice.
Because especially for me, because all I could think about is Shrek at that point. So
That's all I could think about when I saw the...
I'd already be hot. I'd already be ready to go as soon as I think about Shrek.
Shrek is love.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, that's a good classic little video there. Aaron, what you got?
I'm
Oh, one.
going to say the Mr. Blobby song.
Have you seen that abandoned Mr. Blobbyland, by the way? I really, really want to go there.
That's nightmare inducing.
It's horrible because like
it is.
it's like obviously it's not been looked after for so long, and just like all the characters are just a little bit desecrated, and it's like it's just wrong. It's just slightly wrong.
Wait,
and I really want to go there.
I've never heard about this.
Look up abandoned Mr. Blobby. Like,
I think I've heard of this.
What did you say?
Yeah, it's a pretty messy.
I went there when it was open. There's a video on YouTube, and it does like a walkthrough. You can see, and there's like this room, and there's a baby in a cot, and it's like laughing and it's like really.
Guys, I think we found our thumbnail.
Dragons, and it breathes fire, and just the whole place was so scary. But then just watch the video on YouTube. It will give you nightmares and things like that.
I'm sampling that. That's an amazing sound.
Do you know what though? The
And those
abandoned.
bits when you can push buttons, and we're like,
Blobby, Blobby.
So my sister loved it.
Now imagine it with 10 years of not being touched.
I want to go. When are we going?
Yeah. To be fair, jokes aside, if we can do it, we fucking should.
That'd be a good live stream.
A friend of mine was really into that. He'll be at the gig on Friday, and we used to go check out like abandoned places and stuff. That's pretty cool. There was a few like mansions and stuff down sandbanks in Poole that were abandoned, and they were pretty creepy. I mean, there were just crackheads in there, to be honest. But that's creepy. But we got so obsessed with it, we ended up going to Chernobyl, and that was insane. That was like a year before COVID. I think it was the same year actually. That's something else. If you ever get a chance to go, I recommend it. But it's a little sketchy because like
Now, yeah.
Yeah,
not safe as they say.
We lived over there and went to a few abandoned places over there, and it was that's like.
Something else, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a drone now, so it'd be amazing to get some footage from that. But I wish I had it back then. Just to get some...
If you're allowed it, the KGB ran the place when we went there. It was all KGB. If you took photos of certain buildings, you just get shot. Yeah. They warned us of this as well. Like up front, they were saying you cannot take a photo of that building. Like,
This is the
where challenge.
Honestly, it was a pretty crazy weekend as well because like Ukraine was a bit rough anyway. Like it was really good fun. We met some awesome people there, but we had this situation go down where it must have been like 4 a.m. and we were absolutely smashed. And like I was so drunk. I was in this restaurant and I was like putting food in people's soup and stuff. And then I get this phone call, and it's our friend, the same guy who wanted to go there in the first place. And he's like, "Guys, I'm not here anymore. I've got 2 men with guns pointed at my head," and he'd basically gone back to the apartment, but he didn't have the keys, so he'd been like loitering outside. And then someone had called the police on him, but the police are just dodgy as fuck in Ukraine, and they just had like 2 AK-74Us pointed at his head. We thought he was joking, so we got back a few hours later, and he's not there. We're like, shit. And so we ended up having to like call all the authorities and everything around the area and all the police force, and none of them seemed to know anything. And it turned out that they'd like ushered him into this hotel and forced him to pay for a room. I was like, oh, okay. We've only been up all night, buddy. It's 11 a.m. I haven't slept.
What to do with this?
Thanks for letting us know. But yeah, go to Ukraine. Not right now, actually. I'm not sure when, but if you get a chance, if you ever get a chance, Chernobyl is fascinating. I'll say that. What was the question? Greatest fear.
No, we've
We've
done that.
done that.
I think we've finished that one.
Hardest song.
From the past.
Yeah, I have some interesting,
Yeah, so hardest song to perform a striptease to. What you got, Darren? We lost audio.
To the floor, Oxide Neutrino.
Can you go for that one again? Sorry, we lost audio for a moment there.
Oxide Neutrino, back to the floor. The one that goes bad for the band, bad for the reload, Mr. DJ, give it up, reload.
One that you don't want to strip to.
Yeah, you don't. It's going to be impossible.
Speed.
I think it's quite a fast song, so yeah, you'd be done straight away, so it would be impossible.
You'd have that issue that dancers have where they have to count to 8 instead of us musicians who count to 4. And getting that 7, those 2 syllables in there ain't gonna happen, man. It's too fast. Josh, what would you struggle to strip to for us?
Oh god, there's quite a few. I'll probably go the hamster song. That'd be pretty difficult. Right? It's too fast paced.
Nice.
And I don't know if you can physically actually dance to it. I don't think it's...
The flying hamster song.
No,
it's
yeah.
Oh, that one.
That one, the original Great Chill.
And Aaron,
I have a few thoughts on this.
Oh.
Just first and foremost, the Wii Shopping Channel theme.
That's a good one.
Dun, dun, dun,
That's a good. That's nice and sleazy. That one.
Yeah, that's quite. That would be quite easy.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to be a bit more obscure here. You're welcome to look up these songs in your own time. Any song from the album Van by Clowncore.
Octavarium.
No.
Dream Theater. It's like a 20 minute long script.
A song called The Seven Goblins by Japanese guitarist Masayoshi Takanaka. And those are my suggestions.
You think I'll know the songs?
Yeah.
I'm fully expecting people to search these things up just for the sake of my joke.
I forgot what you
Yeah. Taylor,
Or a lot
I
of
see.
songs.
Yeah.
I see you've been contemplating.
Just say the theme tune to
What'll it
Casualty.
be?
That's what my song was. That's what it is. It has the theme tune to Casualty in it.
Is it?
Band for the band, band for the vino. Do 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 do. It's that song, yeah.
I think Ian had a few good ones, by the way, in the chat. He says, Pokemon, got to catch them all the Poke Rap.
Correct.
You never know which one it's going to be, bro.
Consider the Pokemon Johto theme tune rather than the original Pokemon theme tune.
Yeah, they're not as memorable, though. I feel like if you're doing it to like the original,
the Digimon
it's the experience. Digimon, yeah.
That song in like primary school, right? So, like,
Another one he put down.
Cabbage is green, strawberry sweet, vanilla seed, beet green, purple.
If I had a hammer in the morning. Hammer in the evening.
Just anything that makes you sing at school, you know?
No.
We didn't sing that at school, though. There's some complaints.
Was your school also a Church of England?
Another one Ian put in chat, by the way, was stripping to Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. But I would posit that it might be even more challenging to strip to the Johnny Cash version. I think that might be challenging. I'd get a bit emotional halfway through. Yeah. Anyway, Taylor, what was yours?
I know another song that would be terrible for stripping.
Taylor, what was yours? Taylor, what was yours?
There's too many good ones, man.
Save the actual striptease later.
Are we
I
gonna
feel
be able to
like
do that?
any song could be easy because I really take my clothes off well fast. But
That's not the point of a striptease.
I
Yeah.
That's what I've been doing wrong.
Please, bear.
I'd probably say Master of Puppets, but every time it gets to Master, it's faster.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I just literally just said.
That's what I like to call it, faster of puppets.
Nah, it's nice to have the lots of rhyming words. Every time it says master, it gets faster. But that would be pretty difficult. Wow,
That would
there's
be a right challenge. I'm sure it's been done somewhere. Not faster and faster, though, I don't think. That would be
Yes.
that would be a rough one. So I'm going to give us one final question, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream, because we've been going a while. We're doing all right. So I'll give us one final dilemma then, boys. Would you rather have dicks for hands or hands for dicks?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Tough one.
I would rather have a hand for a dick.
Hands.
I would have a hand. I would rather have.
Hang on, we got to go in order
flopping
here.
around. Just one dick on each hand, like so they'd be flopping like.
Yeah.
Yeah, no fingers.
Wouldn't be flopping much.
You'd be
That would
fine.
fucking hurt.
Like as an artist, I think I'd have. What?
Pull that shit off.
Yeah, I'd probably have hands for dicks. Yeah, I need mine. I need that too much. I wouldn't be able to draw my dick and just like.
I suppose with like a hand dick, you're never gonna get complaints. Are you?
Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. There you go. You'd be like.
More like
There's
you.
5 digits to work with there. You know what I mean?
As long as you can move them all and it's not just floppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
you'd be-
I'm not suggesting that the fingers would be tiny dicks on your hand. They'd be normal fingers.
Is it just
Wait, is it the
on the wrist?
Yeah,
We're just wrapping them all together anyway.
is it the fingers or does it just go wrist and then
It's
just
just
dick?
wrist dick.
Wrist and tip.
Yeah, nothing in between, no shaft.
Is it like that? Is it still that wide or does it just go into like a little tiny like?
You tell me. Bro. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, do I keep
Little what?
do I keep the girth? Well, compared to my arm, right? My
Shoulders compared to your neck, you know.
it looks big to me. It's just for lighting. It's just for lighting.
It's cold.
It's cold.
I had a discussion at work today about this exact thing. We were talking about Tom Hardy movies, and one of them brought up about like how Tom Hardy he makes you feel good about yourself. Because have you seen Bronson?
Oh god,
Yeah.
I've seen parts of it.
Yeah.
We're
I've
getting
seen
close
parts.
to saying that word again now, aren't we?
Cam? So I had to do that for you guys there.
For the boys, come for the boys.
We'll explain on Friday. Anyway, Callum, hands for dicks, dicks for hands.
I'd rather my dick is a hand.
Okay.
I think it's no question really.
I'm kind of in that boat. I think so. Josh, have you got anything?
Definitely
different to say?
a dick hand because I can't stress how useful it'd be to have another hand. Straight out there.
Yeah, another hand
Yeah.
too.
If you something there, then you
Yeah,
have
but-
other hands.
A
I
bowl.
don't know, realistically, how much shit are you gonna be grabbing with that?
You can shave your balls.
You
How
also
social-
have like
Wait,
strength
you're thinking you still got the balls underneath?
Yeah, I think your balls and your dick are two different things.
I suppose
Are they
you
not?
have, like,
Great stuff. I think it's pretty useful.
Oh god.
Imagine like
Oh,
going to like
God.
the local bowls club as well, and just like taking the first shot.
Oh, just go bowling.
Strike.
And you could like scratch your ass and like no one will know.
Yeah, no one would know.
What do you think that little man squat's for, dude?
That would be like
You're
like
rearranging
wearing a
that
nappy.
stuff? No, not nappies. We can't bring up nappies. Again, there's a lot of things we need to go through on Friday, I think.
Do you also have
Um,
balls? You have a, like,
That,
toilet
I'm
scrubber?
thinking so, because you could kind of use it as like a cricket cup, right? Protect.
So like when it's like cold, your hand streaks around it.
It just goes, yes.
Yeah.
And you have to make that noise. Right. Right. 50-50. Which Aaron will answer first?
Oh, what was that a challenge?
I don't know, really.
Yeah.
Nothing happened, though. It didn't go down how I thought.
The thing is like, if you had a hand where your dick was, you could enter underground fighting tournaments, and people wouldn't be able to kick you in the dick because if they tried, you could just grab their leg, and then suddenly they don't have a leg, but you still have two hands.
I don't know.
Yeah, you see, my answer.
They're
was
allowed
gonna
to
be-
anyway.
My answer was going to be the complete opposite of that, and I'd have two dicks for hands and just go into the UFC and just see what happens, you know.
Let's say,
I think you'd be surprised how enjoyable you found that.
Do they stay floppy or do they go hard when you're excited?
They're gonna have to go. I mean, they're
Yeah.
functioning dicks.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you'd have to tickle yourself. You'll make yourself excited at first, wouldn't you? And then make go for it.
Then they are weapons.
Two lightsabers, you know.
So those two answers were just two sides of the same coin.
Surely, though, punching someone with a dick hand would be like running into a wall with like an erection.
No, because they can just
Dick
go.
first. Yeah.
Wait, you just straight in.
Oh, that feels kind of nice.
It depends if they
I just want to see what the opponent's reaction is. You know?
Oh no!
How does fisting work? Anyway.
The Smeg fist technique.
Yeah.
Can you smell
From
this?
50 damage.
Crouching tiger.
Oh, we've really reached a new low this evening, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Other Aaron. Wait, did you both answer? I can't. I'm honestly losing my
We
shit.
both answered.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're both complete opposites.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'd watch that fight.
Oh.
Um,
Aaron's cam's gone.
he's-
Aaron,
He's
he's
trying to perform experiments on his hands.
he's hang on, guys. He's got the blueprints.
yeah. So Taylor, final question for you.
I would have a hand for a dick.
Nice. I think we're all
This
pretty
makes
much in
sense.
agreement.
Like, having an extra hand would be so handy. And imagine, hang on, imagine the implications playing drums. Imagine.
Right.
That would be fucking sick.
Why have the kick pedal when you can have the dick pedal?
I'm not gonna say
It wouldn't
that.
be a
was
dick,
too
it would
much.
be a hand.
Because you could just have your like launch pad set there, and you're playing a song.
Yes!
It's like,
Oh,
Wait, do you?
you just have
If-
your SPD in the middle.
Little synthesizer.
Yeah.
Wait, if you have like a dick for a hand, do you pee out one of your fingers?
Oh,
Well,
I
yeah.
don't have any fingers.
no, he's stored in the balls, so they come out the balls.
Oh yeah.
He's stored in your balls.
To be fair, that was
He's
another
stored-
question.
He's
We'll
stored.
save that for another time. But where did it go? It was a good one. We'll save this. But it was where's it gone?
Is pee stored in the balls? I can answer that one, yeah.
Yes.
No, it was like, would you rather I think it was pee through your fingers or have like one nipple that you could pee through? And it- But that's one to think about.
You'd be like a clown. Occasionally.
I would absolutely go for the nipple. I'm just saying though.
Yeah, save them.
All I'm going to say is,
Nice. Well, lads, I think we've been going for like nearly 2 hours. So thank you so
Yeah.
much for giving us your time this evening. And yeah, we're really looking forward to meeting you properly on Friday. I think we're all going to get along really well. And we'll discuss further some of these queries.
Here we go in
that
depth,
have been-
in depth about the dick hand.
Yeah, there are things we can say offline that we can't say online. But I'm very excited to share with you.
Aaron's back.
Hey up. Hello.
Sorry, technical issue there.
Technical issue. I turned off my camera.
Didn't even
It's just you turned it off when we were talking about dick hands.
yeah.
Let's find out.
And he wiped his mouth when he came back.
Brilliant. Anyway, chaps. So, is there anything you want to plug before we head offline? Is there anything you want to push?
No.
So we have this show on Friday.
Oh,
Would you like to support us?
the cheek of it. I'm going to just say no.
No, I don't think I will.
No.
Well, thank you to everyone who tuned in and gave us a watch this evening. You've been Day of the Red Sun. We've been Regional 1. We'll drop you guys into our lobby and we'll come and just have a quick chat with you before we head offline. And yeah, thank you very much, anyone who is watching. Please do check out Day of the Red Sun. They're on Facebook, Instagram. Any other channels you guys are on at the moment?
OnlyFans.
Just with his dicks for hands.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me it's one of those free accounts where they make you pay anyway.
They've red fun.
Brilliant. So yeah, guys, please do check out Day of the Red Sun. They'll be playing with us at the Anvil in Bournemouth this Friday evening. and it's set to be an awesome night. So thank you very much for coming along, guys, and we will see you on Friday.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks for hands.
I'll get rid of them. Okay, we did it.
Right, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We'll be doing a few more of these live streams in the future. We've got some guests that are quite interested on coming on with us, some local bands, some bands from all around the country, and possibly a few from overseas, which would be really awesome.
If you have a band, feel free to get in touch because we'd love to have you on board.
Absolutely. If you're doing anything musical, even anything creative, give us a shout. We'd love to talk with you. We'd love to talk, in public with you, in this online space. So yeah, just get in touch with us. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will hopefully see you this Friday. Tickets are in the description of this video. If you haven't booked yet,
at 6 p.m. Be there at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. is early doors. You want to be there.
Yeah, you want to get them drunk. You want to get your little drinks. We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there.
We will be there early. We'll be
or
there
KFC. We'll be there or KFC.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be. It's going to be an awesome night. We're looking forward to playing. We've got some brand new songs we'll be playing, and we can't wait to share them with you. So thanks again, and we'll see you on Friday.
Yes.
Awesome stuff.
Goodbye.
Bye.